In today's video, I'm going to go over the most common causes of erectile dysfunction in men of all ages, and I'm going to share with you some very exciting new technology that's being used to treat erectile dysfunction with amazing results. Hi, I'm Caitlin V. I am a sex and relationship coach, and for the last several years, I have been focusing intensely on men's sexual health and sexual functioning. And because of this, I am acutely aware of how important it is for men to have a functioning and stable erection in order to enjoy their sexual activity. The ability to get and maintain an erection is sort of a cornerstone for most men of their sexual functioning. And without it, quite frankly, their sex life really suffers. Unfortunately, erectile dysfunction is a very common problem. And while we don't have an exact number or one particular way that all scientists agree to measure it, I've seen statistics as high as 75% of men experiencing some form of erectile dysfunction in their lifetime. I think a good rule of thumb, just so that we have some sort of mark to measure from, is if you are not able to get hard and stay hard for at least 4 out of 5 sexual encounters, you may have erectile dysfunction. In other words, if more than 1 out of 5 times you're not able to get and stay hard, you may have a problem. Another good example is if your self-pleasure, your masturbation routine, if you notice that you're not getting as hard as you want to be, or you're not getting hard at all, that's another good indication of a problem. And we need to take this stuff very seriously. You see, there are 2 main causes of erectile dysfunction. On one hand, we have psychological, mind reasons, causes, emotional reasons and causes. If you find yourself struggling from psychologically caused erectile dysfunction, I want you to fill out my application form to come and work with me as your coach, or seek the help of a qualified professional in your area. However, if your ED is caused by physiological factors, and I want to be clear, it's not always either one or the other, it's some sort of combination of both, but if your ED is physiological, meaning that it is a physical reason, something that is happening in your body that is preventing it from getting erections or getting full erections, then you need to go and see a doctor. You see, the majority of erectile dysfunction is caused by the health of your cardiovascular system. And the word that we use for that is vasculogenic. In other words, vasculo for vascular, and genic as in the genesis, the start, the cause, the underpinning is within your cardiovascular system. And in many ways, your erection is sort of like the check oil light on your car. When you're no longer able to keep and maintain an erection, it is an indication often that something is wrong or something is off within your body. And that's because the blood vessels and the capillaries that are in the penis are smaller and therefore more likely to show the symptoms of a cardiovascular problem than the rest of your body. It also just so happens that when it comes to penis health, men are more likely to go to the doctor because of an erectile problem than any other problem at all ever. And that's okay. You know, erections matter. It matters a lot. So if you find yourself in the situation where you're not able to get an erection, go get yourself checked out. And if you find that it is vasculogenic, which is the case for the majority of men with ED, again, young men and older men alike, then you're going to want to get that clean bill of health. But what happens next? Majority of the time, a doctor identifies the problem and leaves you with a prescription for what are called PDE5 inhibitors, aka Viagra, Cialis, boner pills. Now, here's the cold hard truth about boner pills. Number 1, they don't work for about 1/3 of men, which is a lot of men. You never hear that. Number 2, they have nasty side effects, including loss of hearing, loss of vision, blurred vision. I'm not going to go into them because they're too numerous to list. Also, boner pills require perfect timing. You need to time the pill for when you want the boner. And, you know, I've heard plenty of horror stories like a man taking his pill on the way home from the restaurant and then finding that he's locked out of his house, and now he is standing there with a raging erection and his date and waiting for the locksmith. So that was the treatment option. And for men who had it worse, the next best treatment was actually an implant that you have to pump up in order to get hard. Now, I'm not saying anything is wrong. And if you've experienced either taking those pills and they've helped you, or you've had the implant, that's phenomenal. But up until recently, those were the only options. And there wasn't an option that really restored the functioning of the penis. And there certainly wasn't an option that optimized the functioning of the penis. In other words, there was no option that actually just made the penis healthier, made it better, made it stronger, and gave it increased blood flow, even for men that were not suffering from erectile dysfunction, even for men that otherwise have pretty healthy penises. And that, my friends, is what I'm so excited to share with you today. Because honestly, I'm super obsessed with taking good care of my body and optimizing my body's health. And I hope that you are too. I think by watching this channel, it's probably a good indication that you are. And so I think what I have to offer you, what I'm going to share with you next, is going to intrigue you. Because never before has it been easier to actually see positive penile health improvements ever. What does this all rely on? Well, it comes down to a concept called LISWT. And before I say anything else, I want you to go down into the comments and write what you think LISWT stands for. What do you think that acronym could possibly mean? I will give a reward to the best comment. Now that you've had time to think about what your LISWT means, my version of LISWT stands for low intensity shock wave treatment. In other words, a shockwave that is delivered directly to the penis in a controlled environment and using a very particular process that actually shows improvement, not just in perhaps removing the microplaque that builds up in the capillaries, but actually, and I want you to listen very closely to this next part, building new blood vessels. That means your penis gets even better than it was before. And if that sounds like almost hard to believe, stay with me because I'm going to explain a little bit further. This technology has already been available, quite frankly, for years, but you had to travel to a men's health clinic and you had to pay up to $500 per session, usually for a minimum of 6 sessions. Do the math, that's $3,000 just for this treatment. And not just that, most people don't have a men's health clinic down the street from them. So often you would have to drive for hours in order to get to the closest clinic. And quite frankly, the average man cannot afford $3,000 in treatments, and he can't afford hours and hours of time in the car away from work and away from his family and other responsibilities just to work on getting a better erection. And one company had the guts to say, enough is enough. This treatment can be offered at home. And this is why I am so excited to introduce you to my friends over at The Phoenix. Now, I'm going to explain a little bit more about what this beautiful machine does. And yes, the creators of The Phoenix did sponsor this video. And frankly, I would still be singing their praises off of every rooftop even if they hadn't. Me, as a coach, I have never had something I could promise to my erectile dysfunction clients that I believed could make this substantial of a difference. Yes, I've been able to guide them in all kinds of exercises, meditations, breathing exercises. We've certainly been able to make sex better, more enjoyable, and they have had a lot of luck getting erections, but they have tried everything. And I do mean everything. Injections, pumps, implants, acupuncture, Chinese medicine. This is the first thing I can fully say. I can promise you, the science shows that this works. Low intensity shockwave therapy works in almost every single study that has been done of it. Every single subject that has been studied has seen an increase in penile blood flow and has seen better erections. And that, my friends, as a former scientist, is a level of certainty that we can almost never guarantee. But this device, not only does it work for a whole variety of men, but when applied appropriately, it does not cause any pain, it has almost no side effects and no downtime, and it is effective. So obviously when the creators of The Phoenix came to me, I was overjoyed to be able to partner with them because let's be real, the options for ED have been rather limited in the past. But the most exciting part about this is that this is a tool that you can actually use in the comfort of your own home and at a fraction of the cost of going to a treatment center and getting it done. So let's unbox The Phoenix, eh? Number one, it says congratulations. They get me, they like celebrating too. It comes with a very detailed, super easy to follow instructional guide. There's one that you can read and there's one that's on their website in a video. And this is it. This is The Phoenix. I'm not gonna go exactly over how to use it because, again, there's an amazing instructional video. Essentially, you put a tip on this end, you power it up, it shows you exactly where and how long to apply it to your manhood. And after you use it, it locks out to prevent you from using it too often. They literally thought of everything. Not to mention that the creators of this tested it on themselves. Every single prototype was tested. This is delivered to you by people who believe in this product and who are willing to actually put it on their body, on their most sensitive parts, before they ever offered it to you on the market. The Phoenix also comes with a pump, and the idea is that you use this super easy to use, super simple. I tried, before I started this video, I literally tried to put all kinds of different parts of my body in this. It's not meant for my body, but I tried. You use these two things in combination according to their treatment plan. The Phoenix helps you to break up that microplaque and build new blood vessels. And then the pump helps to draw more blood into your penis, causing it to heal more quickly, and you will get better results when you use them in concert. Now, they have an amazing treatment plan. They lay it all out on their website. All you have to do if you want to try low intensity shock wave therapy, LISWT. If you want to try this revolutionary but safe technology in the comfort of your own home and get the results that come with doing something on your own pace, at your own time, at your own home, then I 10 out of 10 recommend that you go to getmyphoenix.com/CaitlinV and put code CV50 in at checkout to get $50 off your very own Phoenix. This is not the last time that you will be hearing about this from me. I am so excited. I can't speak more highly of this technology. This is going to change the way that we treat erectile dysfunction. And the good news is that if you're already reliant on Trimix injections or on those little pills in order to get erections, this can be a part of your treatment routine. And even if you haven't experienced the downside of erectile dysfunction, this can still be a part of optimizing your sexual health and your sexual well-being, which is what we are all about here at this channel. This tool literally puts the power of your well-being in your hands. So please check it out at getmyphoenix.com/CaitlinV and code CV50 for $50 off at checkout. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you here next week.